Shalom, Mishbkh. Shalom. Yeah, it's raining right now. So Abba gave me Abba gave me a natural umbrella, you know what I mean? I don't know how bad it's gonna get. We're gonna get through this word, right? All right, suffer not a witch to live. Exodus 22:18 is the topic. Yeah, we're gonna do that today. So, thesis is Exodus 22:18, all right? We're gonna be reading from the book of Kings to precept and corroborate and concur with what we're dealing with right now, all right? Got a lot to read, here a little, there a little, so I'm gonna need y'all to stay with me, okay? It might be might have multiple parts, but we're gonna start here. So we're gonna start with 1 Kings chapter 20 through chapter 20 verse 35 through chapter 21 and verse 11, okay? Let's get started. So what's a witch? A witch, or a sorcerer, or someone who uses their abilities against the Most High in their own will, in their own power. That's what a witch is. That's what witchcraft is. When you use your power in your own power and not in the will of IBOpandawolf. That's what a witch literally is, okay? And our prime example is the world-renowned, the biblically renowned Jezebel. Some people say Jezebel ain't nothing, but they pretty stupid because that's what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with a bunch of witches. And these are our enemies right now. Of course, they serve Hashatan. They are the prime advocates for Hashatan. And this is a witch, okay? So we're going to start, like I said, at 1 Kings, verse 20, chapter 20, verse 35. All right? And a certain man of the sons of the prophets said unto his neighbor in the word of the Lord, smite, and pray thee. The man refused. And the man refused to smite him. Oh man, I'm in the wrong place. There you go. Salakah, family. Salakah. We're going to start at verse chapter 18. Yeah, kind of getting chapter 18, 1 through 22. All right. Elijah returns to Ahab. And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab, and there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was governor in his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly. And it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave and fed them with bread and water, okay? Now we're going to skip All right, to verse 18. Look to verse 15. And Elijah, as the Lord of hosts, and Elijah said, as the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him today. He's talking to Obadiah, because Obadiah was afraid to tell Ahab that Elijah is here. He was afraid to let Ahab know that Elijah came to see him, because he feared that Ahab was going to kill him because he spared the prophets, all right? That's how it goes. So that's why Elijah was like, hey, Lord of hosts, I promise you, I'm going to see this man today. All right, we're going to see about it. All right? So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, art thou he that troubleth Israel? Right? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, and that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Balaam. Now therefore ascend and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Balaam 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? All right, how long you gonna straddle the fence between this chick, between how you feel about things? All right, between this chick and between Abba Yahweh, between women and between Yahweh God. All right, between the favor of women and between the favor and the majesty of Abba Yahweh. Okay, all right, we're gonna continue. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. And if Baal be, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. They had nothing to say. All right? Then Elijah unto the people, even I only remain a prophet of the Lord. But Baal's prophets are 450 men. All right? So now, we're going to skip all the way to 1 Kings chapter, verse 36, right? And it came to pass at the time of the offering of evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things in thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that his people may know that thou art the Lord God, that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell, consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces. And they said, the Lord is the God, and the Lord, he is the God. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, which are the women, are the witches, and let not one of them escape. They took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook of Kishon and slew them there. All right? All right? So you got a lot of men straddling the fence. You got a lot of women straddling the fence. You got a lot of people, or these witches, coming in the name of Yahweh, but they straddling the fence. You feel me? Trying to use the power of women, the favor of women, who has favor in this time. Savannah, California, Florida, Russia. You get what I'm saying? Witchcraft, Turkey. You get what I'm saying? Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? Like, they know this stuff and they're well learned, but they're trying to pimp these women. They're trying to pimp these women who they are pimping this, who the prophet, who these false prophets and principles of high places are pimping this doctrine and trying to come in the name of Abiyahawah. But it's witchcraft, fam. It's witchcraft. Elijah said he's the only prophet, at least to his knowledge. He's the only one in his knowledge doing the true will of Abiyahawah. You get me? And the proof is in the pudding. You got a lot of these women who've been pimped by these so-called prophets, and they leaving. And then guess what? The mob mentality is like, oh, you ain't about the word. You just talking crap, and they're trying to cast stones. But these so-called false prophets, they pimping this doctrine onto these women, and these women is pimping these doctrine onto these children. You feel me? That's why the 144 are children who have not, and who grow up into men who have not been perverted by women. Play with it, fam. Play with it if you want to. Play with it if you want to. Now, this is how powerful and influential the secular favor of the women are. You get what I'm saying? Chapter 19. Elijah flees Jezebel, right? I'm going to read I'm going to read all the way to verse 18, all right? And Ahab told Jezebel that all that Elijah had done, and withal how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah saying, so let the gods do to me, the gods, you feel what I'm saying? Lesser powers. Do to me, and more so, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. You know how women get. They about that life, fam. They about that life with each other. They about that life with men. They about that life with God. They about that life. You get what I'm saying? And they got court systems. They got men simps that y'all call them. They got everybody on their side. You feel me? It's just like that, as it was back then, as it is today. You feel me? Ain't nothing new under the sun. And when he saw that, this is Elijah, he arose and went for his life and came to Beersheba, which belongeth to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die and said, it is enough. It is enough. He ain't want no parts, bro. He was like, bro, I ain't got time to be fighting. And Elijah like, bro, this bitch, this witch fell. Whoa, he knew what was up. And this is Elijah. God, please. And he said, it is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my father. And you feel me? He didn't think he was about to die. He didn't think he was strong enough. And as he lay and slept under the juniper tree, behold, hold on, let me do this like that. You got some niggas who gonna talk some mess. You got some niggas who gonna talk some mess. There you go. And as he slept under the juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake, I like cake, baked on coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink and laid him down again. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. Verse 8, and he arose and he ate and did eat and drank and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of God, of Yahweh. And he came thither into a cave and lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him. And he said unto him, what doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I have been very jealous of the Lord, God of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. My pen coming now. With the sword. And I alone am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And he said, go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains and brake into pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. And it was so, when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood in the entering of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him and said, what doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I have been very jealous. I be getting jealous. Y'all know y'all be getting jealous when y'all see froward and liars and those who come in the name but are not really the name become increased. But who is the world given unto, right? The wicked. So I mean, there you go. Anyway. Jealous of the Lord of God of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I alone, am left, and they seek my life, and to take it away. And the Lord said unto him, go return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus, and when thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king of Syria, and Yahu, the son of Nimshi, shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel. And Elijah, the son of Shaphat, of Abel Mahala, shalt thou anoint to be a prophet in thy room. And it shall come to pass that him that escapeth the sword of Hazael, him that escaped the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay, and him that escaped from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha slay. Yet I have left with me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which have not kissed him. Okay? What did I tell y'all before? Y'all think that y'all the only ones. People who want the high seats and blaspheme and go throughout Israel with improper decorum, you feel me, who turn away the people of Israel instead of Allah. Y'all not the only ones. You feel me? I said that. Alright, this is those who preach polygamy, when polygamy was practiced by wicked kings. It was practiced by righteous men who got tricked into it. You get what I'm saying? And all they had to do was honor their wives. But that's called going of your own will. When you take the scriptures and twist it into your own doctrine, fam, that's witchcraft. When you pimp this doctrine unto the daughters of Israel, and then they have no choice but to pimp it into the children of Israel. That's witchcraft. That's blasphemy. I'm going to continue in part 2 because I got to load this up and then I'm going to continue. And we're going to continue in chapter 21 of the book of 1 Kings, okay? We ain't finished here yet. We ain't done. Because Jezebel is one of the primary architects or examples of witchcraft. But we're going to continue, y'all. Shalom, Mishbkh. I got you.